What's going on, everyone? It's the People's Envoy Updog here with you again, and we've got a big video for you. We're going to have the Season 11 Crucible rules to go over. We'll go over that in the middle of the video. I did want to do a combo video here where I cover my top Crucible battles for this week. So we'll do a few of those. We'll cover my graphic that I always make when we have the new Crucible rules. So we'll do that. And we'll finish off with some really good Odin counters and everything. So stay tuned. We got a lot to cover. Let's get into it. Alright, so first up is going to be... I thought this was interesting. We see this a lot in War. It's Black Knight Alpha Flight. And so I thought, I didn't want to underestimate it. I also had other teams that I needed, better counters for, so I thought hopefully this cheaper counter will work. Usually like a Fury and Eternals combo will take out an Alpha Flight, maybe like a Kestrel and an Iron Man, but Black Knight throws a wrench into things. So let's go see how this went. Alright, so Big Time's here, of course, to do his thing and flip that Black Knight. We're going to do that. We did get everything flipped, which is nice. And then we special with Fury to get that speed up, to get ahead of the Alpha Flight. And then we stun with Nova on the Black Knight. We rewind with Icarus. And then rewind with Cersei. And then we special. North Star gets to go. He deletes my Fury, my Big Time. Cersei falls over. Not looking good. It's a 5-on-2 situation here. Luckily, we got Nova and his big old ult battlefield effect. That helps. And Icarus bounced back here with his passive. I went to be a little bit greedy. I was hoping that Black Knight would die. He did, and there we go. We have the win, but it wasn't pretty. So if you see this team, be careful on the size of your characters versus the size of theirs. I feel like I got a little bit lucky, but hey, it still worked. So might be a viable counter if you end up seeing this team somewhere else. And speaking of lucky, apparently I was told I was lucky that I won this match as well. Now it's Guardian, New Warriors into the full Orchis team. And actually, Guardian himself didn't take a turn. He actually died like right off the beginning. So, I guess I was lucky. I don't know. Maybe I'm just good. Maybe I'm just that good. I don't know. Why don't you let me know down in the comments after you watch this. Let me know if I'm lucky or if I'm just good. Alright, so we load in here. And the reason why I was told I was lucky is because you do kind of want the extra speed from Dagger. Because the more New Warriors members you have, the more speed bar everybody gets. So as you saw, Guardian there, he almost died, or he died. Deathpool's almost dead. But we're gonna just keep on going into him. Doing as much damage as we can. See what we can make happen. Then we spread off of the Nimrod to rewind that Omega Sentinel a little more. And then we ult into Sentinel to try and get an offense down on him so he can rewind. There goes a Mega Sentinel. The ult from Gwenpool killed the Nimrod so he can't be revived. But we do want to try to get rid of that Scientist Supreme because she could potentially bring back Omega Sentinel. We don't want that happening. Scientist Supreme went ahead and did her special, but a lot of people have trauma, so that's not too much of a worry. There she goes with the special. I don't know. Maybe she did a basic for some reason, that one other one? I don't know. But now all the negative effects have been flipped on her. so this match, the longer this match goes, the more in the other side's favor it is. We go ahead and ult with Deathpool on the Scientist Supreme, kill her. We get the Lady Deathstrike. Now it's just a matter of taking out these bots and taking out the big Sentinel. As soon as we can get him out of stealth there. Luckily, Gwenpool gets her special back. That way we can flip that stealth. Now we can start going into the Sentinel, and we do eventually get him down. Okay, so the Sentinel's down. We're just finishing off the bots here. So I don't know if I'd call myself lucky because Guardian died right off the bat, but this counter works, so I'll take it. Alright, so the third matchup we're going to do, and then we're going to get into the new rules for Season 11, is going to be another New Warriors into Orchis. This is Room 1. The previous Orchis match was actually in Room 6, which I feel is even harder of a counter to do. So the fact that I lost Guardian early makes it even more impressive that I beat that. But this room 1, I heard, well, since if you take out Dagger, you lose that speed bar, but if you put in Kang, you get that speed bar back, and you get a way better damage dealer on your team instead of Dagger. So let's go see how this works out. Alright, so once again, Scientist Supreme does get to go first, but then Kang goes. We're gonna spread some damage around here with his special, give him some offense up. Plus we get to almost get that bot out of here. Gwenpool with the special, flipping everything. There goes that bot. Get a little ping from Deathpool. Now we're gonna ult into Scientist Supreme just to rewind that Sentinel a little more and get an offense down on the Lady Deathstrikes. Then we can spread from her over to Nimrod to rewind him. That's how things are gonna play out here. Now, keep in mind, this is Room 1. Everybody's going to assist. I don't have an Echo. A little bit dangerous, but New Warriors are so fast that I wasn't too worried about that. Plus, the ult from Scientist Supreme can't be assisted on anyway, so... Then we ult into Sentinel with Kang. Doesn't kill anyone, but we get a lot of damage out there. We get the rewind from his ult as well. There goes Lady Deathstrike. Omega Sentinel takes the turn, but everybody has heal block, except for Omega Sentinel. So she heals up, but nobody else does. But that's good. I was trying to debate whether I want to ult, because we lost Gwenpool, so it was like, I don't know, do I want a basic, do I want to ult? So we did go with the basic there. We got 2-on-2. Go for the Omega Sentinel there with Kang. I tried to go for the special with Deathpool just to get that health steal on Scientist Supreme. Omega Sentinel doing that chain. I felt at this point, I was like, well, I can clean this up pretty easy, so that's what I did. I just let it play out. So I got really close. Maybe I should have brought Guardian this time. that offense up definitely is super helpful, especially for the New Warriors. So that's the end of that match. I don't know why I haven't unpaused it yet, but basically Deathpool dies and then I go in and clean up. So it was so close. Maybe with a little bit better RNG, maybe if Gwenpool didn't die, it definitely would have worked. So I think I might try this again, you know, if I can spare Kang. This round I was able to spare Kang. Now we're going to talk about the new rules for Crucible Season 11. So I'll try to cover this as quick as possible, just to kind of make sure I don't have too long of a video. Alright, so starting off with the global rules, Nightstalkers are going to gain 20% damage, and if they attack an enemy with bleed, they'll gain an offense up. So I think we'll have to see when Man-Thing comes out, when we have the full Nightstalkers team, but right now, without Man-Thing, they're not quite as good on defense. I think they'd be better on offense, so we'll see how it goes. And then Undying characters gain 20% health. If attacking an enemy with bleed, they'll gain defense up. So potentially, maybe Undying on defense too. We'll have to see how that plays out again with when Scarlet Witch zombie comes out. So yeah, interesting global rules, a lot better than they have been the last few seasons. So I'm happy about that. Now let me scoot over here, and we'll get into room 1. So room 1 is going to be kind of like an ISO room. Fortifiers and healers, they will apply 1 vulnerable on successful hit. Plus 1 vulnerable. That's a very important distinction. Plus 1 vulnerable. The strikers will apply plus 3 vulnerable on successful hit, and raider skirmishers will apply 2 plus an extra 2 vulnerables. So as you noticed, I was saying on successful hit, so they can't be dodged, or if they're blind, it can't miss, something like that. And then the total number of vulnerables that a character can have is 20 max vulnerables. So I don't know why it matters, really. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just something with the coding or something going on there. But my top recommendation for this room 1 is going to be Spider Society. They remove vulnerables, so it's nice to have them in there on defense. And they can put out a lot of vulnerables themselves if they, get their attacks off and stuff. So that's a good option. Other good options are going to be Superior 6 or Orchis, especially if you have a purple healer, Scientist Supreme. She'll remove some vulnerables as well. So, and plus, more vulnerables for Lady Deathstrike is always going to be a good thing. Room 2 is going to be villains. We had this room before. Villains, on successful attack, they apply defense down. Heroes will apply offense down. So I always feel that defense down is more impactful than offense down. So I like a villain team in this room for defense. So that's why I have Orchis listed as probably the #1 option in this room. Other options are going to be Annihilators, or maybe like a Nightstalker variation with a pre-taunt. I just put Zuggs in there just because he's a villain. So that's my suggestions for that room. I'm going to scoot back over here again so we can finish this off here. Alright, so for room 3, we have the raid room is back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. The envoys, we made it known that we didn't like this, but the devs are going to go ahead and go with it anyway. I understand they're trying to make it exciting for the Nightstalker team, the Orchis team, but people just do not like this room. We'll see how it plays out. I think it might still be a rock, paper, scissors type situation. I don't know. I think Nightstalkers might be the kings in this room. Otherwise, I don't know why they would do this room for this season, So my recommendation is to put Northstar in with your Nightstalker team. Now, why Northstar? Well, he stops speed bar. So no matter what team you bring in, he will not allow any speed bar to be filled like extra, Normal speed is fine, but not like extra speed bar like Scientist Supreme gets her speed bar. Nightstalkers gets an additional speed bar in raids. If you use Extreme X-Men in this room, Nightcrawler will give speed bar. So it's a very good defense, in my opinion, to put in this room. Going to be very tough to get past, I think. And it'll even stop like a Superior 6 from coming in here if you use them, because they get speed bar as well. Or Green Goblin does anyway. So other options are going to be, if you don't have Nightstalkers, obviously Spider Society is still going to be really good in this room. Orchis is going to be really good in this room. So those are the options that I recommend for room 3. Alright, room 4 Any character with blind will have their speed reduced by 5% and armor reduced by 25%. And then when any character uses an ult, they will apply blind to the primary target. So we did have this room as well. I'm gonna go with a scroll team in here. A little bit of a mix of some of these characters doing some ults on turn 1, some of the ults on turn 2 or 3, like in this case of scroll. So we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be interesting. Last time this room was around, it was, I don't know, I don't remember it being too bad, but maybe it was paired with a raid room, and that raid room always seems to get more attention and more hate and everything like that, so I don't think it's going to be too bad, but that's my suggestions. Also, Alpha Flight with Nightcrawler is another good option. That's a tough team to take down, and they use a lot of ults for the most part, so it might be something to consider. And then my bar is kind of hiding it a little bit, but again, like a Nightstalker comp with maybe Morgan Le Fay would be a good option as well. She leads off with an ult. My Moon Knight, Agatha, Blade leads off with an ult, so pretty good. Oh, and even Wong too, I guess. But yeah, not a bad option for room 4. So for room 5, this one's really exciting for me. Limited X-Men count as Masters of Evil characters, and Masters of Evil characters count as Unlimited X-Men. So, cool theory crafting going on in this room. We'll see. I think Absorbing Man's going to be a big role in this season, in this room, because he'll get the Unlimited tag. It's always nice to have a pre-taunt in there with like an extreme rogue comp. So like down here at the bottom, I have a Nightcrawler thrown in there as well. The only reason I didn't put Nightcrawler in here is because he's recommended for the top team over here. So, but if you do want to run this team down here, that's always another good option. And then I threw in this other option here with your Masters of Evil characters. You definitely want to keep Kang on offense, but I thought this one might be okay, I guess. But I think this team was definitely going to be the best one if you're not using Nightcrawler with them. So. And then room 6, the Updog room. What's Updog? No healing in the room at all. All healing's reduced by 100%. And then all characters spawn with safeguard, immunity, and defense up. So so it's kind of funny. I'll tell you the story. So I had the poll going on for, I had like 10 options for people to choose from for this room. And before I put the poll out, I had 9 really good options, and I was like, well, we should really do a 10th one, right? Just to make it even. So I came up with these rules just kind of last minute. I thought it'd be kind of cool. It turned out everybody liked it so much that it was the #1 vote. So basically the thought behind it from me, on my end, was that I always see a lot of people complaining about, oh, this team has so much sustain, so much healing, I can't get through it. So that's part of the reason why I did the healing reduced by 100%. So at least you hopefully will be able to get through the room, even if it takes a couple of hits. At least people won't be bouncing back, and you'll have that feeling of despair and defeat. You won't have that anymore in this room, because you know you'll eventually get through them if you can get enough damage. And then I always like the Valkyrie passive when she dies, giving all those buffs to Asgardians. So that's why I kind of went with that part of her passive. So I think it'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes. But my recommended team is going to be the Black Knight. This team has been kind of a nightmare for me. If you have Mephisto, you want to put Mephisto here where Ares is. I didn't include Mephisto on the graphic just to make it more applicable to more people. Plus, Ares will take away any safeguard on the attacking team, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, if you have Mephisto in here, this team is a super nightmare. But yeah, that'd be my recommendation, top recommendation. Now, other ones would be like a full Annihilators team, or even a Black Knight Superior 6 team. It's going to be pretty rough in there. So that's the new rules. I will be putting the graphic out on my server, as always. It'll be under the Brotherhood Infographics channel, so make sure to check that out. We have one more week of Crucible for Season 10. So these rules will be starting October 20th. So keep a lookout for that. Let me know what you think about my room down in the comments. Hopefully you like it. And let's get back to the last two Crucible matches from my week here. Okay, had to fix a little bit of an aspect ratio here on this one, but this attack is from one of my streams that we did, and it is an Odin Illuminati on defense, and they used Odin with HeroAsgardians. So let's go. Obviously, you can see they won, but let's go see how it was done here. All right, so Shuri goes in, obviously on defense. Hits the Beta Ray Bill. Illuminati doing their thing. Hank, rather, maybe. Valkyrie dies, gives the passive to Odin. Now it's all over. That was a bad move there, Black Bolt. There, Odin gets to go, does his special. Our Odin is already gone as well. Vol gets to revive. Does some big damage there. Vol dies, but the other two Asgardians come back. Beta Ray and Thor. Kind of giving more protection to Odin there. More targets for the enemies to hit. And now it's just a solo Odin versus a 1v5. If you have Odin, or if you've seen gameplay of him, you'll know that this is definitely a possibility to win. This Odin here just outlasts all the damage. Here he goes, these specials. Just wiping the Illuminati's health out. And also, if you know about Odin, these matches can take a little while. But eventually he just melted all of the Illuminati there. The enemy Odin ulted, blinded our Odin, but didn't matter. And then we ulted back. There we go. There you have it. That was so crazy that I decided to try it on my own account. So let's go take a look at that one. Here we are with mine. We have a Nightstalker Dorm. I'm not sure why Dorm is here, but Nightstalkers with Mephiso. Let's go try this out and see what happens. So here we go. See if my HeroAsgardians with Odin can take this out. Mephisto targets my Valkyrie. Oh no, don't target my Valkyrie. Don't kill her. I mean, you'll only give, hopefully, possibly give everybody energy and buffs. Here we go, Odin specially. Now, I'll explain why this works here at the end, but Odin specialing there is kind of key, because he's already gotten his battlefield effect out. So here we go, starting to melt some characters. Oh, my Guardians are dying left and right. Oh no, what's Odin gonna do? Is he gonna be able to clear this? Oh, wow, look at that damage. Raider Odin, by the way, is very nice. There's some more damage. Oh, Dorm's down. I don't know why he was here in the first place, but here we are. Here we go. And this is room 6, by the way. We're gonna ult. Oh, everybody's falling over. We just got Moon Knight left. Can Moon Knight solo this Odin? Heck no, he can't. Doesn't matter how many personalities he has, he cannot beat this Odin, so. So I'll explain how this works. So, when Mephisto does his special, not the empowered special, his second move, which is usually going to be his special, especially if you're one-shotting it. So when Mephisto specials, he's gonna attack. In my testing anyway, he's almost always attacked like Valkyrie or somebody. So if he attacks one of the other 5 HeroAsgardians, not Odin. If he doesn't attack Odin, then you're good. So there's an 80% chance this works. And I've tried it with pre-taunt and other things. It kind of messes things up. So you kind of got to go in with this counter. But if he attacks a HeroAsgardian with his special, he mind controls Odin, which Odin will attack that other character, which will signal his battlefield effect to start going off. That's why we can special on his turn 1, because he already has the battlefield effect out. And then it's just all over from there. So that's how this works. Really kind of funny, kind of crazy, but hopefully you guys can use this in the last week of Crucible. I know I'm pushing for top 100. I'm really close. I think if I can go at least 2 and 1, I should be able to make it. But yeah, hope this helps. I hope you like the rules. Let me know down in the comments about any questions you have. And until next time, make sure you spend those resources wisely, and we will see you around.